Alright, it's time for Dragon Ball Super.
Shala, hey shala. I don't know the rest of the words. Yes, Dragon Ball Super, or should we call it Emperor Pilaf Super?
Yeah.
Because it was an entire episode, that was mostly dedicated to Emperor Pilaf at, just and his shenanigans.
For what reason? Well,
Because he was in the movie, so they got to put him in the arc.
yeah, it was. Eh, this episode was
And
not
it's
good.
yeah, and probably is just like in the movie. It's good. They're gonna do that whole thing where they think Mai is Trunks' girlfriend,
Yep.
and they're just gonna be there just because to try and take the Dragon Balls while everything else is going on. And then nope. Sorry, they don't get it because they have to use the Dragon Balls to wish to find out about the Super Saiyan God,
hmm
and so whatever. And then that whole stupid scene where they needlessly tried to resist taking the food, even though they were offered the food.
Right.
They're like, no, like really, was that really necessary?
No, much of that wasn't necessary.
And then of course they had the friggin' you spend like 5 minutes waiting for the, stare, watching Trunks and Goten stare as the Dragon Ball caps, friggin' is like friggin' bury all that shit's coming, machines trying to, oh,
Yeah.
let's show you the Dragon Balls for like, but we're gonna show the dome around it is gonna open so slowly it's gonna take fucking 5 minutes, and there's gonna be and the light from it is gonna shine so brightly you're not gonna be able to tell that it's the Dragon Balls, even though we all friggin' know what the hell else would Bulma get that would be as a prize, first place prize, that would be better than a friggin' castle and a
Right.
friggin' and whatever, and like friggin' plane and a car. Like, come on,
hmm
all of that expensive stuff. What? Of course, I don't understand why she. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, why would you just randomly? Oh, let's collect the Dragon Balls as which, when you think about it, shouldn't be possible
hmm
because of the because if you think about it, remember they're picking off the timeline that, hey, look, Dragon Ball
yes.
Super started right after the wish was made to make everybody forget that about Boo.
Right.
So, with that being the case, the Dragon Ball should take an entire year to recharge.
It's only been, what, 6 months?
Not even no, it hasn't been 6 months because I don't know exactly how long it's been. It might have been a year, but I highly doubt. I mean, it hasn't. It's only been like a couple of days since Goku went to train on King Kai's planet.
Uh huh.
So not much time has passed since the series began.
Right.
But I'm not exact. They never really specified exactly how long after that wish was made this
Huh.
actually takes place.
Yeah, well, that seems like a very big contradiction.
But just, I guess, for story stake, they're just gonna say, oh, it's been a year,
Yeah, I guess so.
because it couldn't have happened immediately, because technically both Gohan and Videl were in high school, probably seniors in high school at the time
hmm
of the Buu saga. So they had to probably go back, finish school, high school. Then they had to gone through a whole dating cycle, which probably wasn't that long. Then an engagement period, and then get married before this all began, because they're married already.
Yeah.
And assuming that they're still going with the you need 6 Saiyans, they also had to have enough time to get busy.
Yeah.
So I would guess it's probably been a year. I mean, has to have been at least a year, or else they wouldn't have, or else the Dragon Balls wouldn't have been active for Bulma to even track them down.
Uh huh.
So But anyway, and then we also got to see more of Goku's training, and then out of sheer frustration, King Kai just like, all right, let's slip Beerus. Just accidentally name drops Beerus. And he's like, oh, I gotta find out about what's Beerus.
Mhm.
And then he's forced to mention it. And I feel like we got a slightly better explanation as to the Beerus's purpose in this episode
Yeah.
than as opposed to the movie. Because the movie was like, oh, he's the god of destruction. That was it.
Mhm.
And this one was like, oh, well, we, the Kai, are like basically the gods of creation. And he's the god to keep balance, he's the god of destruction. He wakes up every couple hundred years, destroys a shit ton of stuff, and then goes back to sleep. And then and then while he sleeps for the next couple hundred years, we, the gods of creation, create more stuff.
Mhm.
That's pretty much how the relationship works. So now, for those of you who've seen have seen anything involved with Dragon Ball Super, probably knows about the upcoming knows about the upcoming character, the Champa,
Mhm.
who's I guess also a god
Right.
of some sorts. So if the Kai are the gods of creation, does that mean that Champa's another god of destruction, or is he going to be like the god of the sun or something? I don't know.
Who knows?
God of fat people.
Maybe.
So, but so that's pretty much everything that happens. I mean, the end of the episode, Beerus and Whis show up, and Goku, of course, he sees since Whis is traveling in the front, he looks at Whis and they're like, "Oh, is that the god of destruction?" No, Whis is freaking god of game people. I mean, come on, there's no way Whis could get any more gay looking. I mean, come on.
Yeah, especially since he got embarrassed by looking at Beerus's dick in the other episode. So, yeah.
It wasn't like ew and turned away. No, it was just like he continues to stare at it as he blushes.
You think, oh, Beerus-sama. Like, really? Just shut up.
And then there's, I mean, which reminds me of that whole, like, there was that whole funny scene where you see as they're traveling, Beerus is like, you pulls out his lunch because he's bored, and so he's eating, and he's like, oh, I'm tired of this crap. You make it too often. The last time I made it for you was like 176 years ago or something.
And it was once.
And it was only once.
Yeah.
Well, if I said I'm tired of it, I'm tired of it. It's so, their relationship is just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's like an old married couple.
Essentially.
Beerus is the whiny, husband, and Whis is the obedient wife that just takes all that verbal abuse. But in this case, the wife seemingly dwarfs the husband in power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they haven't actually specified how much stronger, but
Yeah.
strong enough that he can pretty much say anything he wants to Beerus.
Yep.
So, which makes sense because I mean, you have to be stronger if you're going to be a caretaker of a god of destruction.
Yeah.
You got to be able to keep them in check.
Yep.
So, which begs the question: are we going to see Whis actually do any fighting whatsoever?
Probably. In the near future.
Since we're going to actually get to expand on the content and the characters.
Probably not in, like, the stuff that covers the movie, but later on, definitely. Because, I mean, he trains Goku and Vegeta at some point.
Well, remember, this Dragon Ball Super's retelling so far has only been of the Battle of Gods has only been somewhat different.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to, especially with the introduction of the character Champa, is going to change things. Because if you've read the manga, you know that Champa is supposedly going to make his first appearance during the fight between Beerus and Goku.
Mm.
So
Uh-huh.
that could cause a change in things
Right.
fairly quickly. Speaking of which, that's what the next episode will get: Goku versus Beerus. Round, ding ding.
I wonder who's gonna win.
No, it's not gonna be a one shot like the movie, because it seems like it's gonna be more like what the manga chapter was like, where Goku fights him in all of his forms,
Yeah.
and then gets one shotted.
Yeah.
So then the last thing is the funny moment where Vegeta gets bullied by Bulma over the phone.
Mhm.
Like, that just shows you that, like, it's funny, but at the same time, it shows you that, yeah, Vegeta actually cares for her enough to let himself get bullied by her.
Yeah.
Because if he was the old Vegeta, he would have just murdered her.
Yeah.
So, character development. You go from, an evil badass who would kill a bitch in a second to a pussy who gets bullied by her.
But it's still the best character in DBZ. But we
Anyway,
won't go there.
no. So, and supposedly, was it in episode, I think it was like 6 or 7 or something, they said is that the supposed title, I think it is, for was like My Bulma or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my god, an episode, if that's the title of the episode, you can only imagine they're going to expand on the whole 5-second interaction between Beerus and Vegeta after Beerus bitch slaps his woman.
Yep. Yeah, maybe we'll see Super Saiyan 3.
Oh my god, I would so love for that to happen.
That would be incredible if that happens. Do it. Please do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Oh my gosh, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta out of rage? Are you kidding me? That would be the...
That
Wow.
would you want something that would break the internet? Officially getting a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta after so many years would break the internet.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's pretty much, I think, everything that I have to say on the matter of this episode. I mean, there wasn't really anything else.
Yeah, everything was pretty much rehashed material or lengthened material, in which case it was unnecessarily drawn out. So I really didn't care for this episode at all.
I mean, overall, the episode was subpar, but you can't deny it had its moments, with none of which were Pilaf moments.
Yeah, I mean there were obviously moments, but I just didn't care for the episode. So
It's whatever. Next week's episode promises to be better.
hopefully.
It's a fight episode, so.
Mhm.
Alright. See you all next week, I guess.
Yeah.